Love songs. There are so many love songs in the chapters of our lives. Lady in Red, The Way You Look Tonight, even songs like that creepy Every Breath You Take. When you don't have a companion and you're nearing the end of childbearing age, songs like that can make you, no, I don't mean horny. I mean lonely, super lonely. So in the early 90s, when those songs were popular, I decided to take things into my own hands. I went to a workshop called If I'm So Wonderful, Why Am I Still Single? It was given by a woman named Susan Page, who now has a book by that same name, in case you also are wonderful and still single. She first had us work on discovering who we are ourselves, and only then had us write down in order of importance the qualities we hoped to find in a life partner. I came home with my list and put it next to a votive candle with a wish and a prayer. At that time, I was a mediator with a conflict resolution service in San Francisco. One day I was assigned to a mediation, which was run very well by an experienced mediator who coincidentally happened to fill most of the things on my list. He also was not wearing a wedding ring. He was non judgmental. He was a great listener. He was kind. He was bright. He wasn't bad looking. At the end, I offered him a ride home. When I dropped him off, I asked, "Do you like music? Maybe we can go to the symphony one day." And I jotted down his phone number. But I lost it. But he got my number. So he called me and said, "Genevieve, I hope you won't think this is too forward of me. Would you like to go with me on a walk to Golden Gate Park on Saturday?" And we did. When I returned home, I thought, I didn't know it could be so easy. What a great guy. I didn't have to think. I didn't have to worry. I didn't even have to flirt. So I called him back on Sunday and said, "Do you want to go on another walk?" And we did. We spent a lot of time together from then on. It felt so right. Not long afterward, at his railroad flat in San Francisco, he presented me with a lovely fine chain on which rested a small gold heart and said, "I know this may seem soon to you, but would you consider marrying me? I'm giving you a lot of time so you can think about it. And trust me, if you ever want to walk out, you can." I said to myself, wow, that's another one on my list. Still, I had to give this a lot of thought. You'd think it was a slam dunk, right? But there were some things I hadn't put on my list. I hadn't mentioned that he should be agile so we could travel as I'd long dreamed of. I didn't mention that he should be in good health. Oh, and I didn't mention that he should be able to see. Don was blind as a result of childhood diabetes, and he was in end stage renal failure. But he had said one thing when he ended his proposal: "I can't offer you much, but I can give you this. I promise I will never take you for granted." I said yes. And thus was forged a beautiful, albeit complicated, bond that lasted 22 years. He left this earth in 2014. Don loved music, and he had shelves full of records. He had such a phenomenal memory that he would say, "Jen, can you bring a record by such and such a band? It has this on the cover. I'd like to play track 4 on side B for you." His selections were always just what I needed to hear. One day when I came home in tears from a difficult day at work, he chose the Rolling Stones. You don't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you may find that you get what you need. By the way, he didn't have Lady in Red, he didn't have The Way You Look Tonight, and he certainly didn't have Every Breath You Take. The past that we shared still lives in my present now, and my present now is the anthem for my future. I will always remember him and the soundtrack of our life together. But the memory I most cherish is when, in his shy, sweet voice, he'd sing me a song that only has 15 words. But I think all of you will understand the abiding meaning of that single verse. You're everything I longed for. You're everything I need. You are so beautiful.